Day 80, in a nutshell. There are times when even someone who was personally hurt by an individual can relate lashon hara litoelis about that person, attempting to wrong a right. In the previous segment, we learned that Yonason cannot publicize the wrong that was done to him by Mr. Stockman because it is virtually impossible for his intentions to be completely pure. Here, the Chofetz Chaim notes a few exceptions. Yonason knows that Mr. Stockman has great respect for Mr. Stern, who serves as president of their shul. He feels that this gentleman would speak to Mr. Stockman about his shameful business practices. Stockman might be convinced to return the money he swindled from Yonason. In this case, Yonason would be permitted to speak to Mr. Stern. Chaim walked out of shul one day wearing Rafi's raincoat. It was 3 days before Chaim realized the mistake. Immediately, he rang Rafi's doorbell, returned the coat, and apologized profusely. But Rafi would not accept the apology. "What kind of shlamazel are you? It's bad enough you took the coat. What took you so long to realize it's not yours? My name is on the label. Can't you read?" That evening, between Mechamar, Rafi told two men about Chaim's mistake. Chaim was very embarrassed. He fears that until Rafi finally comes down, he will tell others what happened and cause him further embarrassment. If Chaim tells the Rav what is happening, and the Rav speaks to Rafi about it, Rafi will be embarrassed. Nevertheless, if this is the only way to get Rafi to stop shaming Chaim, it is permitted to speak to the Rav. In this case, as in the case of Yonason, we assume that the intention of relating the information is to right the wrong and not to take revenge. Chofetz Chaim cautions that before seeking help to protect oneself, a person must be certain that he has met all 7 conditions that will permit such talk. This is so important that the Chofetz Chaim finds it necessary to review the 7 conditions. For our purposes, we will use the illustrations of Yonason and Mr. Stockman. Yonason must be absolutely certain that Mr. Stockman has taken his money. He has to know this firsthand. If an employee informed him of this, he has to investigate the matter and confirm that it is true before taking action. After confirming that Mr. Stockman has taken the money, Yonason must determine beyond a shadow of a doubt that he was wrong for taking it. Perhaps Mr. Stockman used additional private money for the business and for business expenses, and now that the profits were coming in, he was merely reclaiming money that was his own. If at all possible, Yonason should confront Mr. Stockman directly before seeking help from others. Once Yonason has determined that he must tell someone what had happened, he should be careful to be absolutely truthful in relating it. He must not exaggerate, and he should not make Mr. Stockman's sin appear worse